Look at this, the 8 and the 10 of Burton and Sam Mayer. These are the two that made contact on an earlier restart. With 6 cautions already, this field is completely jumbled up. Lap 1, we've seen issues before.
Jeb Burton in the 10 on the bottom of the screen trying to get by.
See Jeb move too. Like Jeb in his peripheral sees the 7 car changing position, even just by a foot or so, and makes an adjustment himself. This is where you get away with trading paint. This is short track racing.
How about a great run for Jeb Burton there, and a great short track race, or having a great top 5 run, just too loose.
And the 10 car right there, Jeb Burton, pretty much done for the day. You see the right front.
Huge disappointment for Jeb. Jeb loves this racetrack.
After a tough race, I like to put some distance between me and the track. And you can't get further away from Kansas than Southern California. Today, I'm at Swift Farms in Oxford, California to talk artichokes and racing with Jonathan Swift and his crop consultant, TJ Bensley. Jonathan, how long have y'all been, or your family, been planting artichokes in this side of California?
My grandpa came here in the 60s as more of a investor, and so started buying up land and trying to protect farmland and being able to develop and grow the county as well, because that's good for everybody.
How long have you been in the game?
Just like you, probably running around as a little rugrat.
This is all you knew, right?
And this is all we knew. So it's kind of born into it, and the love for it developed real early on, whether it was eating radishes out of the ground that still had dirt on them, or just running with the dogs through the fields.
This field today, this is artichokes?
Yeah, we're out here standing in a nice tall artichoke field that's set to be in production in the next month or so.
TJ, what makes California a great state for growing artichokes? I'm gonna guess off the fly the weather.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The weather here is great. One thing with artichokes is they really don't like the cold. So where we're at here, about a mile away from the Pacific Ocean, it stays pretty mild. We don't get below freezing here. And that's a big reason why we see the artichokes grown here. A lot of strawberry fields, celery, peppers, and everything.
How do you harvest an artichoke?
It's still very much a hand harvested crop. The harvesters wear gunny sacks on their back, and so they'll harvest an artichoke and put it right there on their back, and the backpacks hold about 60 pounds of artichokes.
How many of these are in one plant?
Well, it'll produce slowly over time, and size and all that stuff will kind of change, but typically we'll see 30 to 40 artichokes come out of a plant.
So what is the part that you'll eat or harvest?
Yeah, so typically, you can eat the bottom of these leaves here, and then you get down into the center of it, and it what we call the heart, which is more meat, kind of similar to the bottom of the leaf here, and that's really the good eating there. You get down to the heart. At the supermarket, you can buy your canned artichoke hearts. That's a real popular commodity. Other than that, I mean, good fresh eating. You boil them for a bit and maybe throw them on that pit boss of yours, and get them a little crispy, and then obviously melt some butter and have at it.
It sounds like you've done that a couple times.
It's a good time.
TJ, back home in Virginia, our crop consultant is helping a bunch of different people, but we're growing corn, soybeans, things of that nature. But out here for you, you've got a wide range of different growers.
Yeah, you could call it difficult. I guess I call it fun. It's getting to go from artichokes to celery field into a pepper field this time of year. It keeps it fun, and I'm able to bring new techniques and new products into different crops and different markets and help growers with that. If I see something in peppers that's working, like a mycorrhizae or something, we're able to bring it in and do trials in something like artichokes.
This spot is right in the middle of the urban environment. Coming in here, I saw these trees on the border.
So those are eucalyptus trees over there, and back in the day they served more of a windrow purpose, so they'd be a good wind block for a lemon orchard that was here. And we've just kept them as kind of an urban sprawl divider. Aside from visibility, it helps with drift on some sprays that we do, and just kind of help to provide a good buffer.
There's two different legacies going on here. You've got your family farm, and also y'all do a little bit of dirt racing, right?
Yeah, we brought a little hot rod out for you to look at. Longtime desert racers here.
Well, let's go take a look at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jonathan, this was actually your dad's?
Yeah, this was actually my grandpa's to start, and then
okay.
it got sold away from the family, and then Dad was fortunate enough to buy it back. He found
Awesome.
it in a barn up north and got it back into the family and restored it and gave it a fresh paint job. So my grandpa Ray was good friends with Vic Hickey back in the day, who's kind of a big name. He designed a lot of GM stuff. He designed the Hummer. He designed the first Mars rover. Wow. He was kind of a wild, seat of the pants, evil, crazy genius that worked in his shop. And so he put this concept together and kind of drug my grandpa down to Baja, and the rest is history, so to speak.
Then you took a liking to it.
I got in it from a young age, like yourself, and in your blood, it's tough to get rid of that.
So I see a bunch of different names on here. I'm good friends with Wally Dallenbach. I know Wally
really?
well.
Okay.
What about James Garner? What's the backstory on that?
So James Gardner actually reached out to Vic Hickey back in the day when he saw this vehicle built and said, I got to drive that thing. When and where can I show up and let me at it? And so they put him in and they gave him a season to do his thing. And yeah, he was clocked going across Laguna Salada lake bed down in Mexico at 180 miles an hour in this thing at one point.
Wow, awesome. We
brought this thing out. We're getting ready for the Baja 1000, which is our season ender here in about 2 weeks. So trophy trucks, crunch time there and getting some final parts and preparations done so we can go out and have a good clean run.
I wish you best of luck, and I'll be watching now. I got a guy to root for.
Absolutely. It's been a privilege to have you out to look at our operation, and we look forward to meeting you down the road.
Jonathan, also, I noticed there's some room on the car where it shows the past drivers. Do you think we could maybe add Jeb's name to that list?
Yeah, we'll get you in there for a test drive, and one
Fly
of
up
these
and
days,
down this dirt road right here.
hop in and see if you fit in there.
The things that I'm going through, you're just going through them differently.
Our businesses, they do truly parallel each other. And it's two tracks, because a lot of times we're in the present and yet we're thinking about the next thing, the next track, the next year, the next segment, the next show, the next race.